Oh my! Now, do you ever sit down and play video games and just think, wow, this is fun? And then you're playing and you're playing and you're playing, and then you finally get to a boss fight. The thing with a boss fight is they can be good, they can be bad. They could be the first boss battle of the game, they could be the last one of the game, teaching you or challenging you or finishing the game. And of course, there's a certain art to a boss battle. And I thought, why don't we sit down, or in my case, stand up, and talk about this art that is given to boss battles. Because this is what I do instead of getting a job. First, we have the atmosphere of the fight. Now, what I mean by this is how tense it is as you get to the battle. For example, the build-up could have some really tense music, or only just the background sounds when you walk into the battle. Of course, in some cases, the battle can just start. No, that's awful. It just goes from one level to a boss fight? It just sucks, and yes, I'm specifically talking about Sonic Heroes here because I don't like that game. Or there could be a cutscene before the characters face off, and yeah, it can work out well if it looks good and it's acted well. Of course, if you can't skip it, well, then it's awful, because if you keep dying, because after the first few attempts of a boss fight, if you have to keep watching the same scene again and again, well, then you're just going to be able to say it better than the actors themselves. The music of a boss battle is also a very important aspect of the fight. It could make the entire fight memorable or not. For example, the final boss fight for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It wouldn't be as good without the theme, blasting as you're destroying Eggman. Unrelated, but the background to that fight is amazing, and it really makes you feel like you're saving the world. That really does also help the atmosphere. But a poor piece of music to a boss fight could, ruin the entire thing. For example, Egghawk from Sonic Heroes. The mechanics of the fight are, for the most part, obviously, the most important. For example, the wizard fight in Castle Crashers has a lot of different forms. By the way, having a bunch of different phases in a fight can help make a boss battle good, but they could also ruin it, so it's not something you want to mess with. Maybe do 3, 4, don't do anything past that. So, yeah, anyway, the wizard fight has a bunch of the aspects of the game, a bunch of the stats that you've been building up to at this point of the game, and hopefully you've mastered. For example, the bubble phase, where one phase you have to use your magic, then you have to use your melee attacks, so hopefully you've mastered them well enough to get some good hits in. A bad example of this would be Egghawk from Sonic Heroes. The mechanics of the fight are simple. You dodge bullets, you use your power character to hit the boss, and then you do that again. My issue with this is, it's boring. I'll acknowledge it's the first boss of the game. However, I don't think that's much of an excuse. Because, the first boss of a game should be an example of things to come. But instead, you just run, dodge bullets, and hit the boss. Repeat. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I hate Sonic Heroes and Egghawk in particular. Okay, so, that was just some of the 3 things that I think are the most important parts of a boss battle. Of course, there are more aspects to a boss battle. It could just be, oh, this is an important part of the story, or it was fun. But I think that those 3 are definitely what make a good boss battle. You can't have a good boss battle without the 3 of those. That's my personal opinion. And of course, some boss battles might just be boring and the same as the others in the game. But I've always looked forward to a good boss battle. A good one. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go make some scrambled egg hog.